Hello, I'm Jonathan Popowitz, though I prefer Johnny, and I'm 25 years old. I was born in Los Angeles and have lived my entire life here. In fact, until a few months ago, I even lived in the same house for almost all my life. Let me tell you a little bit about my career interests. Initially, I was really interested in theater tech as a career, which is all the work in preparation and during a theatrical production. Sets, lighting, sounds, etc. I did a lot of theater in high school and initially studied theater tech in college, before eventually concluding that it wasn't the right direction for me. For a while, I studied law and even got a paralegal certification before switching again. I have now decided that I'm interested in accounting, which has since become my major, and I hope to eventually transfer to CSUN. My personal hobbies mostly revolve around gaming, focusing on consoles like the Xbox One, although I sometimes use a PlayStation 4 as well. Right now I'm playing a game called Deep Rock Galactic. It's science fiction fantasy hybrid 4-person cooperative mining and first-person shooter. I like this game because it has a good community that doesn't include what is referred to as a lot of toxic players. A lot of the games by the big publishers like EA and Ubisoft have toxic communities in which people curse and bully other players and even will kick you off the team just as victory is in reach in order to prevent you from getting the reward for success, for no real gain on any one's end other than their personal satisfaction. Also, Deep Rock Galactic has an amazing soundtrack which is composed specifically for the game. I also read a lot, especially science fiction and fantasy. My favorite series of books right now is called Safehold by David Weber. In a nutshell, after humanity has gained interstellar travel, we lose a war and are nearly wiped out by a slightly more advanced alien species. To avoid this fate, a colonial mission escapes destruction and establishes itself on a new world called Safehold. In order to hide from the aliens, the colonists adapt a pre-industrial society and a church that is meant to keep the society from advancing technologically. 1,000 years later, the humans on the planet are living in a medieval-like feudal society. An android with the memories of a female naval officer awakens to prepare the colonists' descendants to build a technological society capable of defeating the aliens. Her first step? Break the church which holds the planet hostage. It's a great series for anyone who likes science fiction, history, political drama, and strategy. I don't really have any scars or scar-related stories, but my most injury story was the time I fractured my left wrist in Whistler, Canada. The way I broke it is probably my most embarrassing moment as well. I was about 11 years old and was skiing with my dad on a pretty foggy day. I was trailing behind him by a good 40 feet or more, and we were coming up on a ski trail sign. He went to the right of it and stopped to wait for me, and then I went to the left of it. This resulted in me going into what I believe was an ice over reservoir or something along those lines. Long story short, I hit a nearly invisible edge, lost both my skis, and went flying through the air. In an instinctive reaction to protect myself, I stuck out both my arms, and when I came down, my left arm suddenly felt like it was on fire. I started bawling and eventually was taken down the mountain by the ski patrol and was taken care of at the local hospital. Fortunately, it was the last day of the vacation. The thing I think is interesting about me is my scuba diving experience. I've gone scuba diving off California, Hawaii, and in the Caribbean. I've got advanced scuba certifications and a number of specialty certifications, including wreck diving, underwater photography, and night diving, and a number of others. As for why I'm taking an online public speaking course, I can't exactly go take it in person with COVID now, can I? And I also need this as part of my gen ed for CSUN's transfer. My goals as far as education go are pretty basic at the moment. I plan to complete the necessary requirements so I can transfer to CSUN, graduate with a bachelor's in accounting, and career-wise, I hope to have my own accounting or bookkeeping business and maybe become a registered CPA.